Hello everyone and welcome to the Chefy Cook channel. Today we're doing a quick and easy scrambled eggs recipe. We're using 6 eggs, but only 4 are actually on the video because I actually had 2 already inside of the bowl. As you can see, I'm giving these eggs a nice little love tap on a flat surface. I find this to be the easiest way to open the eggs without too many bits of shell falling into the egg mixture. Give it a couple tries, you might have a couple errors, but it's honestly the easiest way for me. From there, we're going to go ahead and just whisk these eggs. We're actually going to use a fork. It's usually the most available thing. And all you really need to do is go ahead and mix it in a circular motion. Make sure you're breaking all those egg yolks and mixing it up with the egg whites, as well as getting some air in there. And once you're done having that, you can go ahead and set this to the side, and you're going to move on to the stove top, where you're going to go ahead and get your pan ready. Once you have your pan on the stove, you're going to want to put that over medium heat. You can go up to medium high if you want to, but medium heat is a lot more forgiving. It gives you a lot more room for error. We're going to add here about a half a tablespoon of butter. I'm using that to go ahead and coat the pan in the butter to give it a little bit of a non-stick element. If you have already a non-stick pan that doesn't need it, then you can go ahead and just skip that. Once you do that, you're ready to put in your eggs. Once the eggs are in the pan, the amount of movement you add to it is really going to determine the size of the curds of the eggs. I prefer smaller curds, but in this scenario, we're doing medium-sized curds, as those are the ones that my girlfriend enjoys for breakfast. Here, we're going to go ahead and keep it moving, but we're going to give some space, and we're not going to be overly aggressive and constant. We're just going to move it around, get it off the edges, and let the curds set a little bit to get that medium-sized curd. If you wanted bigger curds, you could just let it set a little bit and slowly bring it in and let it set again and slowly bring it in. For the smaller curds, like I said, you'd have to be more aggressive to make sure that the eggs don't set in bigger, larger curds. Our next step is to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. You're welcome to ignore this or you're welcome to go ahead and substitute it. It's really optional. You can substitute it with Greek yogurt, sour cream, or even coconut cream, but it's really up to you if it actually doesn't affect the flavor too much and it's something you enjoy. We go ahead and add a tablespoon of butter into this. This tablespoon of butter is unsalted. This is so that you can actually have better control of the sodium in your food. So if you guys have unsalted butter, it's best. If you don't, it's okay. Just keep that in mind when adding salt in the next step. Make sure the butter is nice and melted into the eggs. Fold it. Don't actually over dry the eggs while you're doing this. If you must, keep it off the heat for a little bit until the actual butter is completely melted and incorporated. Then go ahead and add some salt and pepper. I love pepper, so I'm going to add some nice black pepper on there. And do this to your tasting, really. It's up to you how much you enjoy it and how much you're willing to actually add to it. If you already have salted butter, maybe scale back on the actual salt. But if you don't, if you had unsalted, this is where you actually get to control it. Nearing the end of the recipe here, this next step is definitely purely optional. I enjoy green onions, so I actually go ahead and add green onions on any dish that I think would be enhanced by it. So go ahead and cut up some green onions, and you're going to use this as a garnish and also a bit of a flavor enhancer. Don't do what I did though. I actually cut the green onions after the eggs were made, and the eggs ended up being a little colder than I actually enjoyed them. I actually like my food very hot, and this is slightly disappointing, and I should have done this a lot earlier. But yes, do this, cut it early, and set it to the side so it doesn't affect the temperature of your food. If you've made it this far into the video, this is as good a time as any to please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications to stay up to date with any new videos that I release. I really appreciate you guys for making it this far, and we're about to close out this recipe with the secret touch. The secret ingredient is a not so secret ingredient after all. It's actually smoked paprika. What we're going to do is we're just going to touch up the eggs with a little bit of smoked paprika at the end. And it really does have a way to elevate these eggs to the next level. If you don't believe me, try it yourselves and get back and let us know how it went. Have a good one.